Yeah, initially I wasn't going to even post this video because I felt like it already had so many topics that have already been like over explained and talked about so much in our generation. Um, so I don't oftentimes get moments like this where I can kind of step away and record for a little bit, but Joseph is taking a nap right now. I just took Louis out, so we just had like a boys' day out. I don't want this to feel like some huge performance. I just wanted to feel like a friendly talk. So what's been on my mind lately is I can remember as a kid, my dad just punching holes in the wall. I was like probably like 6 or 7, and I don't even know what happened that caused him to punch a hole in the wall. But that was like a display of anger, right? And I realized now that I have a son, I never want him to see me lose control like that. Because I remember that first punch in a hole in the wall, I that was almost like a waterfall event. Like as I got older, I just watched him like slowly like break down and show more aggression towards not just me, but like the entire family. And it was like, as I was growing up, not only did I see my hero almost like crumbling, but I saw him become more human. And I think for my own personality type, like I'm a natural challenger, I'm a maverick. I know this about myself. I've done a lot of deep dives with myself to know exactly who and what I am, how I function. However, I realized that I've had a very, very, very like tough time releasing the anger and the control, the want for control, the need for control that I have. And I identify with that. A few things that have been hard for me is spending money with no like instant return. Like I'm just spending money on ads and I'm testing them, and it's like you don't get an instant return from these things. You know what I mean? And for me, that is tough. That's hard. That's like, it's like almost painful. Because it feels like you're almost just throwing your money away and you have no proof that what you're doing is working. But you just have this conviction that everything's going to be better in the long run. Something that's been beautiful for me lately is me and my wife. I feel like our relationship has been blossoming into like something that I could have never imagined. I've never seen a relationship like me and my wife's ever in my entire life. It's like we're like really close friends and we argue a little bit, but then it's like every day is amazing. It's just fun to be around her. I could probably be around her every single day, all day, and not be annoyed. The only thing that annoys me is that we can't get up and go do what we want because we're two people who just like to do things. We just like to have fun. And us liking to have fun, you know, like I said, it's annoying not being able to just get up, and not even not being able to. It's like work needs to be done, so we're not at the point where we can just pick up and just go vacation. And for me, vacation isn't vacation. I still work. I still bring my laptop. I still bring my studio gear and everything on vacation. I just like to work in a different place. That's what vacation is for me. It's not the same for everybody else, because life for me already feels like go. So I don't really like to lose that on vacation. I'm not someone who really likes to just sit down and do nothing and relax. So for me, that's something that's been beautiful for me, is the realization that eventually we're going to get to the beautiful part, like where we can do exactly what we want, and where we can do that with the person we want to do them with and not have a worry and not have a care And that's the crazy part, is like I can see that we're so close. Like the business is already providing what it needs to provide, one. And two, like we're constantly creating new streams of revenue. So like those of you who don't know, like I'm an author, I am an online coach, and a digital entrepreneur. So I make digital products and I sell them online. It's basically based off of writing. And I make online workout programs. I'm a certified personal trainer. I am a boxer, and I am an author. So I write books as well. And right now I'm promoting my main book, Breaking Free to Build a Legacy. If you'd like to, go purchase that on Amazon. It's doing pretty well. It's paying me out monthly. I can't complain, besides wanting to like scale that more. What I've been realizing as a father, a coach, and a man is that I am too hard on myself. And me being too hard on myself makes me entirely too hard on people. And it's only the people that I'm the closest with. It's like I hold them to this standard of perfection. And I realized I held my brothers to a standard of perfection. I held my sisters to a standard of perfection. I held my father to a standard of perfection. And I held myself to a standard of perfection. But that was because I felt overly criticized as a child. So how I internalized that was just, hey, like how can I make this process as perfect as possible so that I don't get criticized. So at the point of making the process as good as it possibly can be, I kind of started trying to control people in a way of like trying to change them and make them better. And I feel like becoming a trainer and becoming a coach is the first thing that made me feel like I had that power. But I realized, when you have that power, when you have that following, when you have that dedication, it's also like really, really hard when you have that following, when you have that power, when you have that dedication, it's really hard to sit there and just almost like it's hard to know when to let go. And it's hard to realize that you're trying to oversave somebody. Like that's one of the hardest things I feel like I've been dealing with, is sometimes I feel like I overreach and I overstep and I try too hard. What I'm realizing now, and this is just me reflecting honestly, is that I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers, and I'll never have all the answers. But in training, I always show up. I constantly show up, and I'm always working. And I don't allow myself to get beaten out by anyone else. I don't let myself get overworked by anybody else. And another thing I'm reflecting on is that I realized that this process, this being an entrepreneur, it's not about anybody else. It's literally just a fight and a battle against myself, which is interesting, because it's like you only make it as far as you'd like to. You only make it as far as you only make it as far as you allow yourself to. As far as your self-worth goes, that's like the price of entry into every level and every door that you try to go through. And it's like eventually, like even with a high level of self-worth, you start realizing that you can't do everything and you can't be great at everything. It's like eventually I'm going to have to get an editor. Eventually I'm going to have to get a cameraman. Eventually I'm going to have somebody be my accountant. Eventually I'm going to have people in all these other places and let them get rich too off of my ideas and what I want, because I can't do everything by myself. There's only a few things you can get good at. And for me, I'm trying to be a boxer, I'm trying to be a coach, and I'm trying to be a father and a husband, and I'm trying to do all these things. It's like eventually, like something has to give. Like, you'll get burnt out doing so many things at once. But for me, I kind of like, I enjoy the grind. I enjoy the fight. I enjoy the battle. For me, if you're in this specific season that I'm talking about, the grind, put up or shut up, but then you also like finding out so much about yourself as you grind, and if sometimes you overwork yourself, sometimes you over leverage yourself, because that's really where burnout comes from. Is, say you have 100 ideas, and these 100 ideas you trying to act on. Geez, that's a lot of cars. There's like 4 cars all at once. That's crazy. But yeah, no, so say you have 100 ideas and you're trying to put out all 100 of these ideas as if this is like how you know what I mean? This is how you operate. You can't focus on 100 ideas and make all 100 ideas diamond standard all at once. It's impossible. You're never going to be able to make all 100 ideas diamond standard. So that's where burnout comes in. It's because you're over leveraging yourself. You're doing too much in like too short of a time. And that's one thing I'm realizing is like reflecting on all of this. Like, I need to back off and focus on separate things all at once. And it's okay. It's like, because of my ADHD or ADD, whatever you want to call it, honestly, these days, they're almost synonymous. But because of that, I have so many passions, interests, and I hyper focus on so many things, and then I walk away from things very quickly. And what I've been learning is how to manage without walking away. So, and then especially getting bored of things so fast. That's why I didn't, being at Equinox was a lovely job. Being at Planet Fitness, I love Planet Fitness, honestly, more than any other job that I've been at. So I love Planet Fitness. I love Equinox. I love Crunch. I love Anytime Fitness. I love working at any of these places. Like, I absolutely loved it. But the thing is, I even love being a doorman at the bar. Like, I loved working any job that involves me connecting with people. And that's where I realized what my passion is. It's like, dude, you have a passion in creating and maintaining meaningful relationships with all type of people. And just in that process of going down that rabbit hole, that led me to write my first book. And after the first book, I started writing my second book, published the first book, launched a couple digital products, made a few friends that could help me market. One of my clients works for Google. And now we're working through this entrepreneurial spirit, however you want to say it. But with that being said, if you like this type of content, you like this kind of just openness, kind of just using it as like an internet diary, I got a lot of things going on. I might start adding some vlogs into the mix. If you like this type of content, like the video, subscribe it, share it to a friend. I mean, I don't personally think that I'm doing anything special. I'm just talking about life. Yeah, that's it. So, that being said, that's